Okay, it's the top of the hour. We are on time and we are going to get rolling. Everybody, this is Valerie Van Boeven. Hi, current clients, old clients, new friends. Welcome to the presentation today. We're going to talk all about Google My Business. There are two ways that we can answer questions today. One way is by using the Q&A feature. So if you look at your little dashboardy thing, you'll see chat, you'll see Q&A. You're welcome to ask a question in the Q&A section. You are welcome to ask a question via chat. I will look at both. I'll stop periodically and look, so it might not be right in the moment, but let me get through a few slides and I'll kind of round up with questions and stuff like that. I am Valerie Van Boeven, and I am the co-owner of Approved Senior Network Marketing. It's hard for me to remember to say that. I want to say LTC Expert Publications because we just changed our name. But of course, we will always be LTC to our longtime clients. And we're happy to have our new name, though. Ownership hasn't changed. We're just branding everything to be applicable to our population of folks. So we're going to talk about Google Enhanced Management today. And that means Google My Business. So the first thing to know is that, of course, we know that everybody pretty much wants to be in what we call the 3-pack. This used to be the 7-pack. Now it's down to 3. So Google wants to make as much money as possible. So there are way more ads than there are organic results. What we want to see, all of us everywhere, is to see our business in the top 3 on Google My Business. Now, I'm not going to say that everybody's going to get there. There's so much involved, as you're about to find out. Any little thing could be holding you back, and I don't know what that is. So the 3 important parts are website and the content on your website build, your website SEO, your website schema code, the content that's on your website, your Google My Business listing, and citations. These 3 things are what help you show up in the 3-pack. This is our client. This is a search for home care Houston, Texas, and you can see right there, our client is number 1. That doesn't mean that all of our clients are number 1, but certainly that is a very competitive market, and that's where we like to see everybody. I will say this too. This person has been a client of ours for many, many years. This isn't somebody that just came on board 3 weeks ago. So we have had, not only do we take care of their website, we also have managed their Google My Business listings, especially recently. And we have been doing blog posting for them, content, social media for years and years. So this isn't someone who just came on board and went, number 1, woohoo. I wish I could say that for everybody, but there's a lot of things that are involved. So we're going to talk about all those, and everything I talk about today, you can do yourself. Will we do it for you? Absolutely, we will do it for you. But I understand budgets, and I understand you have to decide where your money's going. But I will say this, in terms of online marketing and internet marketing, if you don't get this right, then you could be losing business. On the other hand, I'm not a fan of putting all of your eggs in one basket. I don't believe that you have to rely on Google for every single thing. Facebook is a very good demographic for everybody on this call today. And I do recommend and believe that Facebook will also help you tremendously using it correctly for all of these efforts. Except for organic stuff. You're probably going to have to spend a little dough, but we're going to talk about all the things you can do for free that will help you. All right. We have to think like Google thinks. Google's a big, giant monster, and they are, like it or not, everybody uses Google. We wish that we could have more options, and we do. Bing, Yahoo, whatever. But guess what? Everybody's on Google. Google is sort of a monopoly, and we have to think like Google. So we're going to play the game the way they want us to play it. We're going to follow all the rules, and we're going to understand what they're looking for. There are 3 main components of the local search algorithm. That means the maps, proximity, Proximity describes the physical distance of a business from the origin point of the search. So when you're sitting in your office and you do a search on your mobile device, and also remember 100% of everything you do today online is mobile first. So how you show up on your mobile device is probably more important, even for home care, senior care, assisted living, whatever it is, than desktop search. So proximity is the physical distance of your business from where you are searching. So if you're driving, let's use restaurants because they're a better example than senior care most of the time. If you're driving down the road and you start off at your house and you type in pizza restaurants, we want to go out for pizza joints. And then you drive 5 miles because you have to go pick up something somewhere. When you type in pizza joints again, or you're searching for restaurants that serve pizza, you're going to get different results than you got when you were right inside your house. So even 5 miles, even 1 mile, even a half a mile is going to make a difference as to what you see. Google wants you to see relevant. It wants you to be happy with your search. It doesn't want to show you stuff that's 20 miles away when you really just want to go right down the street. Relevance is the degree to which a listing matches the search. For example, if you're searching for a car mechanic, the algorithm will try to match your keywords by returning businesses that primarily have those words in the business name or related categories. Ding, 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 ding. We're going to talk about that. Prominence. Prominence refers to the strength of the business in terms of SEO. Prominence is based on information that Google has about a business from across the web, like links, website content, and directories. Ding! So we're going to talk about all these things and how you can help just blow it away on the Google My Business stuff. Doing these things will improve your Google My Business ranking. Note, Google My Business, GMB is the same as Google My Business, if you're not sure what that means. GMB optimization can be stunted by poor website optimization. If your website optimization sucks, then you're probably not going to have the great result. Make sure your website is indexed and ensure your homepage has main keyword and location in the title. No matter who built your website, whether we built it or somebody else built it, these are things you want to look at. And if you need to change those things because it's not really what you want to say, then make the change and you will see a difference. Okay? Your website. You must have correct SEO and ongoing content. So if you have a static website that never gets a blog post, it never has a new article, it never sees anything but your homepage, your About Us page, your Contact Us page, your Careers page, and there's never anything new added to that website, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are losing. You need to have ongoing content. You need to have correct title tags. That's right up in the very top. The little tab at the top needs to read correctly. Correct alt tags. That means the images on your website shouldn't say like ABC file-123.jpg. It should say home care in Houston, Texas.jpg or something like that. Correct content. So all kinds of different content, whether it be articles or photos or videos or images. Unique content and regular content. That means what I just said, blog posting and articles that are unique to you, not something that you borrowed from Clear Care Online because it was a great article and you want us to post it for you. That's fine. You can post it, but you have to have some unique content on top of that. If you post the same article that 500 other franchisees or business associates who, you know, also use the same software post on your website, they post it on their website, guess what? That's duplicate content. If you don't take the time to change it, make it 75% unique to you, search engine optimized with your keyword phrases and your location, then you haven't done anything but add content. It doesn't help you. Long story short, you need unique, regular content. Easy to read content, so bulleted lists and 4 reasons why and 5 easy steps to and 7 ways to. You will notice that in the content that we provide to our clients, we do a lot of lists or a lot of 4 steps to whatever, solve a problem. And that is because It is easy on the eyes, it's easy on the brain, and it's easier for people to read. And we can divide that content up into smaller bites of information so that they can read it correctly. And it's search engine optimized, much easier that way. Correct schema data. I'm not going to go into what schema data is, but basically that's how Google understands who you are, where you are, and what you do. Without that data on the backside of your website, it doesn't know what your address is. It doesn't know to match this address with your Google My Business listing. It doesn't know all these things. So the correct schema data. You'll hear people refer to NAP. NAP is name, address, and phone. The most important things you need to get right across all the listings that you have on the internet, whether it's Approved Senior Network directory listing or Google My Business or care.com or caring.com or wherever you're listed. Could be hundreds of places. The correct name, address, and phone number is important. It's important to have that. Whatever's on your website needs to match Google My Business and vice versa. And you need to be 100% mobile optimized. Your website should look nice on mobile. It should load quickly on mobile. Google is 100% mobile now. It matters. All right. Google My Business update and SEO. So here's the overview. Complete your business information. This is your Google My Business listing we're talking about right now. You need to complete your business information and add a description. And I'm going to show you what we recommend on all these so you can do it yourself. Choose your business categories and subcategories. Upload better images. Search engine optimized with EXIF location data. You probably never even heard of that. Respond to reviews, all of them, even the bad ones. Use posts to promote events, offers, and content. Set up blog posts to feed to your Google My Business listing. Upload video. They have to be really short. Add a short name. Use the Q&A feature. Update the business website that comes with the listing. What is that? What happens when you don't update for 90 days? Google says, you know what? If your listing isn't relevant anymore and you're not playing, then we're not going to show you. We're going to take our ball and go home. So these are important things, and products are important. All right, so complete your business information and add a description. I am assuming a couple of things as we go through this. Number one, you should own your Google My Business listing. You business owner, you marketer, your business owner should be the owner of the Google My Business listing, not an SEO company, not anybody else. Now, if you're a franchisee, oftentimes you will find that your franchisor owns your listing, and that is okay if they require that, because it helps them, when people buy and sell or go out of business or whatever, it helps them keep all that stuff managed, and it is a big ordeal. Franchises are a little bit different. If you're an independent person who owns a business and you're not a member of a franchise, you should own it. If you look at your Google My Business listing and you log into Google My Business, you just type in the Google, go to Google and type in Google My Business and try to log in and go to that, whatever shows up there, then go to it and try to log into it. Once you're logged in, you should be the owner. You can make people managers, that's cool, but you should never see the name of another business or human person that you don't know owning your listing. If you do, you need to fix that right away. All right. When you log in, you can go under Info. This is inside your dashboard of Google My Business. And you see the little pencils? All these are editable. So you need to go in there and make sure that this description right here has keyword phrases like home care St. Charles, Missouri, home care San Diego, California, home care Houston, Texas. It needs to have a couple of keyword phrases, not spammy, not dumb sounding, but very readable and easy. And it needs to be completed. So Google gives you 750 characters to describe your product, services, value, or whatever you want to communicate to the audience. Do that. There are two places where you need to do this, and that is one of them. Now you can not only choose a category, but you can choose subcategories. This is so important. So I'm going to go with what 90% of our clients would choose. Now, some of you are assisted living, some of you are care homes, some of you are other things, but let's just go with what a home care. You cannot choose private duty home care. It doesn't exist. So you're going to want to choose home health care service. That's as close as you're going to get. There are 4,000 primary categories to choose from. You're going to want to choose home health care, I think aged care and nursing care or nursing service is in there. You could try those. Aged care is probably more for the UK, but you could try that. Underneath that, you can add your services. Okay, so I see a lot of people who've added services, but they didn't put anything into the description. Rant, rant. See where it says vital sign monitoring? That is without a description. Laundry services without a description. I left those like that so you could see. One primary category and at least 10 subcategories, but they all need to have a description. And the best thing to do is take them right off your website. Now, you can SEO these a little bit by adding a keyword phrase or a location, but really just taking exactly what's on your website and putting it in here. If you have a great SEO'd website, you should be able to just copy and paste. You're only going to have a certain amount of characters, so you might have to shorten this a little bit, but you can put that stuff right in here, and you should. So if you haven't done that, that's something you want to do. Categories and subcategories. Highlighting products. Some of you sell products. Most of you in the senior care space are selling a service, not a product. So we just looked at services. Now we're going to look at products. And, you can do this. You don't have to do this, but I think it shows up really nicely. So one of your products is in-home care services, personal care. It's a service, but you could say it's a product. You could list it as a product, companionship services. So what we did was we took some very nice, pretty brightly colored, not necessarily for branding, but to show up nicely on Google. You can see them over here on the left-hand side, and we added some products. In-home care service, and underneath that's personal care, companionship. So we did the same thing that we did with services in a little bit different way. Under services, you can't add any pictures, but under products you can. So we made them bright and pretty and happy, and then we search engine optimized the little description that you get to put. And then the learn more button that you see there, that goes right back to the exact page where this is described on your website. So it doesn't go to the home page necessarily, it goes to the page that describes your services. You see how this gets complicated? You build your Google My Business listing just like you would build a website. You want to link to the right places for everything. If you link just to the home page, it's okay, but you want to do a really good job. All these learn more buttons should go exactly to where people can read more about your services or your products or whatever. So these are products. You can list lots of products. You can put them in categories, subcategories. It's pretty nice. So I would recommend diving in and taking a look at products. You don't have to do this part if you're a service business, but it is a nice thing to add. I think it's pretty, and it can be search engine optimized. Oh, and by the way, we do this for folks who participate with us. We will do 10, I believe it's 8 or 10 products. We'll put up a pretty picture. It can be branded or not branded. I think, having some different stuff that's light and airy is always nice because we all do a lot of branding of everything. Anyway, we do that for our clients who are participating in this. All right, so what about images? Now, there's some discussion about images, and we're going to talk about, the first thing we're going to talk about is search engine optimizing the EXIF data. So if you're a photographer, or if you've ever gotten into photography, or if you know anything about photos, you know that the data from a digital photo is inside the photo file. It's called EXIF data. So the location where it was taken, the latitude and longitude, the name of the person who took the picture, the artist, the copyright information, the type of camera that was used is often in there. So you can change that EXIF data if you have the right software, which we do have, and you can make that. Most of these are stock photos, not all of them. And also, we're going to talk about stock photos versus real photos in a second. These stock photos, we can change the EXIF data. Now, we have purchased them. They belong to us. We have the right to use them. They are not photos that we ripped off of Google for free. These are purchased, and we can verify that purchase. So be sure you're not taking someone else's photos and using them. Okay, so we can change the EXIF data to match your location and your business name and all those things. And that's what you definitely want to do. The next thing you do is upload them here you can't really do a whole lot with them when you upload them here, but they should show pieces and parts of your business. So what we did was we took the photos that are from the services page, like they do pet care and they do, I don't know, personal care, and they, different pages, veterans care. They do different things. This company also does some handyman services for their clients. And we changed the EXIF data and we uploaded those. We also took for anyone who's our client, that we do videos for you. We do 2 per month and we post those to your Facebook business page. They are very short. Google will also, Google My Business will allow you to upload short videos. They cannot be 10 minutes long. I think they have to be 60 seconds or less, something like that. And these fit that criteria. I would not go in and add 15 videos right off a nail. I would just ease into it. We add 1 video. That's perfect. They don't show up that well. It's nice to have one, but they're not going to show up that well, so don't go crazy on that stuff. Also, there's a common, agreement, and Google feels this way too. Most of the photos that you add should be real pictures that you took yourself. They should not be stock photos. So you can see down here at the very bottom, there are 3 real photos. We just added in a few. We didn't add in 100 stock photos. We added in a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a video that we created. So it's fine to add some photos, but don't go crazy using stock photos. The more images you have that are real people, that are of you, your staff, events that you're at, those kinds of photos are the ones that people really want to see, and they're the ones you really should be using. And yes, we can still change the EXIF data on the back side of those photos. If you're participating in this program, you send them to us first. We will do that for you. You should always have your logo and a cover photo. We use the cover photo from actually their Facebook business page, and this is their logo off their website. Easy stuff. Okay. If you have a question, we've talked about photos, we've talked about services, we've talked about products. If you have questions about that, before you forget what your question is, go to either the chat or the Q&A section and go ahead and add in your questions, and I'll go back through and answer those. So go to chat or go to Q&A and add in your questions about any of that stuff, and then I'll go in and answer it. Okay, responding to reviews. This is always tricky, and everybody's sort of, you don't want to stir the pot, especially when somebody leaves an ignorant negative review, which is probably sometimes in our world of senior care, it's usually a disgruntled employee. Not always, everybody's got their thing, but sometimes we get bombarded with these, and it just drives everybody crazy. A couple of things that I read. Now, I don't know how much, Google, I don't know, sometimes I think they make it up as they go. So I read that employees are not allowed to leave reviews because that is a conflict of interest. Now, that we love it when our employees leave positive reviews about how awesome it is to work for us. That's great. But if they leave a negative review, we don't like it. So anyway, here's what I've done. For a couple of our clients, I've gone in and marked the review as a conflict of interest. It doesn't allow you to explain it, nor does it care. Google doesn't care about much. But I did mark them as a conflict of interest. So I don't know. I haven't gone back to look to see if they were removed or not, but it is devastating when a small business gets a lot of negative reviews from a posse of people who have decided to do everything they can to make them look bad. It is really destructive. So you definitely want to take action on any negative review. So for all the positive reviews, you need to go in and say thank you. You don't have to write a lot. You can write as much as you want or as little as you want, but thanking someone for their review is the very least you can do. And so I recommend that you go through your Google My Business listing, and when you're logged in, and you thank, even if it's been 10 months ago or 2 years ago, go in and just say thank you for your kind words. We really appreciated taking care of your mom, or we're so glad we could help at the time or whatever. Just do it. Leave a thank you note. Now, on a negative review, these are examples of positive reviews. This is a negative review. I just picked one that was use an example. This is not a home care agency because we don't want to, embarrass anybody here. This is our gig. This is a property management. This is just something that someone else showed. But this is the response from the owner. And I want you to really look at this, at how this is not an emotional response. This is not full of sarcasm or ignorant stuff. It is very line itemed out. If I were reading this and I were considering this property management company and I were reading this response from the operations manager, I would be very confident that the person who left the review was probably leaving an emotional response review and hadn't, didn't care to go change it or do anything like that. So Tim left a very nice, constructive response to help when people do read these negative reviews. It helps people understand that what happened and what remedies you took to try and correct it. Now, you can't give out personal information, but you can talk about how we tried to correct the situation. We're sorry that it wasn't satisfactory. Here are some things, just put in things that you can say that are not going to identify anyone that's not going to give away personal information. So please sleep on it. It's not going to ruin your business overnight to have one bad review. And then put together a constructive response that's line itemed out, that is short. You don't have to elaborate. And take the time to let the reader know we tried to fix this. It just wasn't fixable. Don't leave a short response that says, oh yeah, you're a former employee and you're a jerk or something like that. Really take the time to make them look like they're kind of crazy for saying that you're bad. Say, let everybody understand. Anyway, if you've ever read any VRBO reviews, we do VRBO like for a week in the summer, vacation rentals by owner, and we do one like we're doing one over spring break. And I read all the reviews, bad and good, because God love them. If they don't answer right, if there's a problem and like there's roaches or something is mentioned and I don't see a response, oh, nope, moving on. So make sure you respond. It's so helpful. Okay, use posts to promote events, offers, and content. Okay. There's a couple different kinds of posts that we're talking about here. And by the way, if you have questions, go to chat and go to Q&A and you can leave questions. Q&A, I'm looking at chat, I don't see anything. So if you have a question about what I just talked about reviews, please, please, please ask a question. I'm happy to answer them. All right, over on the left-hand side, what you see is what I call a inspirational quote. These are very colorful. These can be automated, and you can see here that it has their website address, which is a highlighted link, their phone number, and just a general message. So you can do these every single day. You can automate them, and you can schedule them to go out. And that's what we do for our clients who are participating. We don't do it every day, but we do it 2 times a week. We send out, we make sure that every time somebody sees that Google My Business listing, that there's something new to see. I don't think every day is necessarily a requirement, but every other day is helpful. The one in the middle, this is a free guide. It's an offer. You can do that too. Most of our clients, in senior care business, I know some of you offer discounts and you offer this or that. I don't know that necessarily works, but sometimes a free guide really does. So this is something you need to plan for. You need to make sure it links to a page that's actually going to give them the free. You can't just say, here, put up this free guide thing. Well, wait a minute. We got to talk about it and how they get to it and how they download it and what kind of information you're going to collect. And so this takes a little bit more thought, but this is definitely possible. And then these over here are events. Now, If you have an event coming up that's open to the public, maybe you're speaking at the Alzheimer's Association or on their behalf, you are going to a job fair, a senior expo, you're doing something, and you know that anybody can attend, or even if it's reservation only, you can put that together as an event. And I always make sure that it links back to our website so that they can go there to register, or they can read the whole article and then click on the link to register. But you want to drive people back to your website no matter which methodology you use. You want to make sure people are going back to your website. So I call these call to action posts or inspirational posts. We do 2 times per week an image and call to action posts. If our client wants to do something like a free guide, we'll consider it. We have to know what it is. Did they already have one? Where did it come from? But we're happy to, and we're always trying to brainstorm on cool new ideas. I'm not saying that this is going to blow you away as far as stuff. You know what? This might be good though for recruiting. I know everybody has that issue in our world. So this might be a good recruiting thing, or if you're having a job fair, it might be great to put up an event. Events show up really well. All right. So let's talk about your website again. Remember, we talked about in the beginning how having regular new content on your website is really important. So here is an example of one of our clients. This is we post for them every week or every other week, and they also contribute company news. So you can see that this article is zapped right on over to their Google My Business page. So on the same day that this article went up, it zoomed right on over to their Google My Business page so that people could read more or learn more. So if you click on that button right there, it goes right back to this actual blog post on their website, which is very cool. It's something you definitely want Google to backlink to you in every way, shape, or form. And then if you look below that, there's one of those inspirational posts or call to action posts. Need help with senior care challenges? Call today or visit us online. Smiley face. Simple stuff, scheduled out, and these go up, and this is an automatic. We set it up so wink, everything goes over to Google My Business automatically. And if you want us to do more than that, then we can, but that's the way we're going to work this. So for those of you who are not our clients, you're wondering, well, how do you blog post for them, or what does that mean? I'm not going to go into big details, but we have a program called Scope. And Scope is Senior Care Outreach, Publishing, and Engagement. And what that means is that we blog post for you in their original unique articles and content, and we do that twice a month. You can submit company news to us. You write it, give us 4 sentences and a picture, and we'll take care of the rest. Social media management, your monthly newsletter, Facebook management. You get to participate at the expert level on Approved Senior Network. And then, of course, we have an entire insiders program with all kinds of videos and cool stuff. So this is the way we make this stuff happen. Getting your blog posts, because we're always posting new content for you. Zip it over to your Google My Business. Most of you are never going to log into your Google My Business and do this every single day, much less do a blog post. So have somebody do it for you. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Next, upload videos. I just was talking about this. We upload a video of your choice. We make them for our clients in that Scope program. We actually make videos twice a month. They answer a frequently asked question, or they talk about 5 ways to help someone with dementia get better sleep. I mean, whatever it is, something easy to digest that we can do quickly. We make those videos, and we put one of those up on your Google My Business listing. If you want more, you can do that, but you want to parse that out over time. You definitely don't want to load up with a bunch right away. Okay, adding a short name. A short name is, okay, if you've ever tried to share your Google My Business link with somebody, it is a long, horrible link. I mean, I don't know what Google was thinking. It's got all this crazy stuff in it. It always gets, just screwed up. So they've allowed you to now have what's called a short name, and you can make that whatever you want as long as it's not already taken. And when you do that, it shows you how to use your short name. So you can send people right to your review page with your short name. You can send people right to your listing with your short name. So Google tells you how to do that and what that link is. So you want to add a short name. I try to SEO them. I know that doesn't probably make a bit of difference, but I would do at Home Care Houston, Texas, or at something that's recognizable and that's SEO'd. You don't have to do that, but I'm not sure that it makes a bit of difference. But anyway, that's what I would do. All right, the Q&A feature. Wait a minute. Before I go on, let me see if there's a question that I need to answer. Hi, Valerie. Is there an additional charge for you to tune up our GMB? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I will definitely cover that. Okay, this is the next thing that I bet you never thought of and haven't done anything with, and you need to do it. So as an admin or manager of your Google My Business page, you can do this. You can add questions and answers yourself. So we went through and did this as a test on a few of our clients to see what would happen, and it's really nice. It works out really well. So what I put in was, do you provide home care in St. Charles County? Now that is for one of our clients here in St. Charles County. And the answer is yes, we provide home care services throughout St. Charles County and St. Charles City, Orchard Farm, O'Fallon, Wentzville, and blah, blah, blah. Now I only did that once, but you can see how that's a very nice, thorough answer. It's not too long. You can't go on and on and on. But it also, you can put in your phone number. You can put in, for more information, call us today. Like I did over here on the right. At your site home care, from time to time, caregivers may call in sick, have a flat tire, or a family emergency. And so what we did was we answered the question, what happens if a caregiver does not show up for their shift? Well, that's a pretty normal, frequently asked question. How are you going to help my family or my family member if the caregiver doesn't show up? It's a valid question. So we just went ahead and put that in there. In fact, we put in 9. And our software that we have to help manage all of this stuff allows us to just upload the questions and answers, bing, bang, boom. All we do is go in and search engine optimize the questions, because most of you get the same type. But you can, we can line item out all your frequently asked questions, and we can just upload those straight to your Google My Business listing with the answers already there, and nicely in a readable way, search engine optimized, and it's fabulous. So that's what we do. All right, wait a minute. Let me see if I have another question here. Where I can add questions. Where can I add questions? Well, if you're logged in as you, and you go to your Google My Business listing, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You can go right here, ask a question. Now I can upload them in bulk, but for someone who doesn't have that software, you can just go to ask a question, and you can type, if you're logged in, you don't have, see it says you manage this business profile, it's talking to me. Ask a question, and then you go back in. Once you've asked the question, you go back in and you add the answer. Just like you don't have to log in as anyone else. You don't have to do anything different. As the admin, you can ask the question and the answer. You may have questions that are already there that you didn't even know about, so you might want to check that out. But you can add the question and the answer. I would write them correctly so that you get the most bang for your buck. Okay? All right. Okay, so Google also, inside the panel, inside of Google My Business, when you are logged in and you're looking at all the things you can do and edit and manage, one of them is the Google Business website. I know that's ridiculous. Nobody wants to use it. But what we do is we go in and we update it. So Google, and I just put a screenshot of the top of the page, it takes all the stuff that you've entered, your address, your pictures, your blog posts, your posts, everything you put in there, and it makes this website for you, which is kind of janky, but it's Google's website, so we're not going to argue, right? And a couple of the places are really editable. Actually, a lot of it is editable, but this is one of them is the About Us section or About section. So we just change it and put in, the keyword phrases and what they do, and it lets you link and lets you highlight and does stuff like that. So absolutely. So this is what your Google Business website addresses. It's ridiculous, and you'll never use it, and you'll probably never send it to anybody that I know of. However, It's good to go in and look at it, update it, make sure it says all the right things. And if anything is blank, fill in the blanks. So this is the other place where you want to make sure you add a description and some keyword phrases. That way, Google has all the right information for you. And we do that for our clients. What we do, okay, so you also need citations. A citation is your name, address, and phone number on different directories all across the United States, and they need to say the same thing. So if you have moved in the last year, I'm going to guarantee you that a lot of these directories, if you were on them before, have the wrong information. So what you need to do is you need to go in and get that all updated. We can run a test for you to see what is showing up, what is not showing up, what is happening, and what the address is actually listed as. So in other words, like for instance, we just changed our name. I moved in the last year, so our address changed in the last year, and we changed our name in the last 30 days. So what I did was I went in and I scheduled 50 citations. I ran a test or a report first, and I scheduled it to update the ones that were wrong and add new to the ones I didn't have already that were correct. So now we're all up to date. It takes about 6 weeks for this to get done. So it's not an instant thing. It's a thing that takes a while. So you got to give this a little time. The ones that are highlighted in yellow are typically ones you have to do yourself. You can't just buy those and have someone else do it for you. It requires that the owner be available for a phone call or whatever. And you guys know, I mean, if you're our clients, you know, we do Facebook and we will manage your Google My Business for you, but it has to be set up by someone in your world. So some of these you have to do yourself. But what we do is we look at the top 50 by domain authority, meaning how important is this website? How important does Google think this website really is? So we take the top 50 listed by domain authority, and we put those in. We first run a test to see which ones you're already listed on and if they're correct or not correct. And then we go in and make sure that we update those, and we also add new ones that are correct. So you want to make sure you have about 50. You can have more, you can have 100, but I think if you take care of the top 50, you're good. So 6 to 8 weeks for this to be completed. Some of these you have to do yourself. Here's the other thing. What I'm happy to do for any of you is to send you not only, these are all national, these are all US based, because if you're in the US, that's what you want. If you're in Canada, you want the top 50 in Canada, etc. But if you're in your local area, if you're in a big metro like Chicago, New York, San Diego, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, there are local ones that you want to be listed on. You have to do those yourself, but I'm happy to send you those lists. Some of them are just going to want you to pay for it. Some of them are not free. All these are free. And also there are some industry specific ones that you might want to be added to for senior care, which is fine. Approved Senior Network would be one of them, but also there are several others, and I'll happily send you the list. The challenge with being on those is sometimes you're relentlessly called to buy leads and to buy more services and to upgrade. We don't care. You can put a free listing up if you want, but if you're our client, you automatically get an expert listing, so you don't need to worry about any of that. Anyway, and that's ApprovedSeniorNetwork.com. However, I will send you the list of industry-specific ones. You may run into challenges if they, want you to buy leads. You can't be listed, but I'll at least send it to you, and you can do what you can do. So that is what a citation is, and it needs to match what's on your website, and it needs to match what's in Google My Business. Okay, monthly reporting. So what are you going to give me? What are you going to do? I mean, you're doing all this other stuff every single week, but how do I know anything's working? So what we decided to do is send out a monthly report to show differences. Now, if you're not working on getting Google reviews, which we can help you with, then you're not going to see any changes in any of these. I do not care about Foursquare for our clients and pretty much don't care about YP. I really don't care about Yelp either. I can't stand Yelp. But Facebook and Google are always going to be important. And so you need to make sure that you have at least some reviews on there. And we can help you with that. I will talk about that in just a second. So your Google rank is a few keyword phrases that we put in so you can see kind of how you rank from report to report. Reputation Manager shows you how many reviews you have, what your overall score is, and then Key Citation Summary. Now this person is in the middle of having an update, so that's not going to change for about 6 to 8 weeks. But it'll show you what key citations you have, meaning big websites that have your information. If they're found, not found, if they're wrong, if they're right, you can view the full report. But when you're in the middle of being updated, that's going to take a while to update. Google My Business, this is nice. Google My Business sends you a report every month anyway, but this shows you just sort of, you know, how many people called you, visited your website, requested directions, and what you'll see as you start adding posts and pictures and cool stuff. These numbers will change dramatically all the time. They will go up and up and up. So we do Google rankings for select keywords. You see your reputation management, key citations. You know, we show you what those are. Your Google My Business traffic and actions, basic Google Analytics, which is right here at the bottom. You can't see it. And Facebook Basic Insights is also on here. If we have access to your Facebook business page, which for most of you we do, we will add that as well. Okay. What happens when you don't update for 90 days? So I learned this. If you haven't logged in over 90 days, so Google wants to show the most relevant, up-to-date information it can possibly show a searcher. If you haven't logged in for 90 days, made a change, if you haven't added anything, if you haven't looked at your listing, if you haven't done anything at all, Google's looking for accuracy. And if you see this message, if you get it emailed to you, or if you see it when you log in, or usually you get this in email, then you need to take an action because you're not going to show up. This is why doing this every single week and every single month is so important. If you don't update, you're going to get a notice like this, and it means Google's thinking to itself, wow, we got all these competitors around you updating their stuff, but you're not. We're taking this seriously, folks. So you need to log in and make sure everything's correct, or we're just not going to show your listing. It's as simple as that. All right, so in order for this all to work, the basics are this. You must be an owner of your own Google My Business listing. We cannot help you with that. We cannot make you an owner. We can't do anything to help you there. You have to be an owner. You have to log in, and it has to say that you are the owner of your own Google My Business listing, or someone in your organization is. And by golly, please make more than one person in your organization able to access that, because if you get hit by a truck tomorrow, they will not be able to make changes. You must be able to make myself and my operations director, if you want us to help you, this is if you want us to help you, a manager of your Google My Business listing. So if you can do that, then that means you're an owner, and that's the only way we can get in there and help. To have the automated blog feed, so if you want your blog post to go straight to Google My Business, you have to have a valid RSS feed. That means that whether or not you're in our Scope program, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be part of Scope, but if you, they're home from school, but if you have a valid RSS feed from your website and you're blog posting regularly, whether we do it or not, doesn't make any difference, then we can make sure that you have automatically that stuff goes to your Google My Business listing. It's not a required element to be in this program or to have stuff. You can do it manually. You can do it not at all. It's totally up to you. But if you want that feature, you have to have a valid RSS feed. All right, so I'm going to give you a complete summary of what we do, which you can do yourself if you want to. And of course, you can see the pricing is right there on the screen. For some of you who are current clients, this may vary a little bit, but for the most of you, this is what it looks like. So here's a summary of what we would do if you wanted us to take care of this for you. And I would also say that this is the lowest barrier to entry for our products and services. This is our lowest cost service. So for the setup, we do all the business information, descriptions, categories, subcategories, enhancement descriptions. We will do up to 10 products with standout images. We will upload 8 images SEO'd with EXIF location data. You can provide them, or we can use stock photos. I highly recommend that you provide them. We will upload 1 video of your choice. It has to be short. It has to be 60 seconds or less, I believe. We will add your short name or help you with it. We will add up to 10 frequently asked questions, which are search engine optimized for your local area. We will set up your blog post feed, assuming you have a valid RSS feed and you're blog posting regularly. If you're in our scope program, we've already taken care of that. We will update the business website that comes with your listing. We will set up 50 citations in addition to your Google My Business listing. So we will do that list that we showed you. We'll run a test. We'll make sure it'll see what you were already listed on. We will correct those if they need to be corrected. And then we'll add, we'll do that up to 50 places. We will also set up your monthly reporting. Ongoing, so this is all in the setup phase, and then ongoing, of course, reviews. Now, this is interesting because we have an entire CRM that's set up for our clients. If you are already in our CRM, we can send out requests for reviews from your selection of current clients, adult children, referral sources. We can set up the email to say what you wanted to say, or we can help you with that. And we can send them right to your review page for Approved Senior Network and for Google My Business. So you can get more Google reviews. On the more complicated end, we can also start with a survey. You can send out a survey, and from the positive responses, we can go ahead and send out a review request. That's a lot of work, but we're happy to do it to get you more Google reviews. All right, we will provide your inspirational call to action posts 2 times per week with your phone number, your location, and your website address. And we will post 1 offer and 1 event per month. You have to tell us what the offer is and send us the offer, the text of the offer. We can add a stock photo. And the event, same thing. You have to tell us what the event is and give us the information, and we can add a stock photo to that too if you don't have a picture. But we will make sure everything is working properly every single week, every single month. We will get all that taken care of for you. And before you know it, you're going to see some differences and some changes in your activity in your office, your phone ringing, and in how you show up. Now, one of the things that we cannot affect if you are not our client, if you are not our website client. So if you have a website built by someone else, we will happily send you some recommendations for changes to your website. Not changes as in, you know, the whole theme or anything like that, but SEO changes, you know, keyword phrases, schema data, things like that. We will send that to you. You can give it to your web developer and they can fix it for you. And you can take it or leave it as far as our recommendations. If you're a franchise owner, we have 0 effect on that. So I'm sure that most of them have already done something, hopefully, to help you. But you also have the luxury of having a very big, powerful website behind you in most cases. So you're not as, I guess, as frail as someone who's independent and, you know, has just 1 website, whereas you have a huge website behind you with lots of backlinks and things as a franchise owner. So we can send recommendations, but who knows if they would do those things, but we're happy to do that. Let's see, what else? So if you are a client and we built your website, we will make the changes if there are any needed to help with your Google My Business listing. If you're going to participate in this program, we want to see results. So we will go in, we will add in additional schema data, we will change keyword phrases on the homepage and title tags if we need to. You know, and a lot of that is already done if you're our client, but if we need to make a change to it based on your Google My Business listing, we certainly will take that into consideration. A lot of times, one of the things I've noticed is that the contact page, we can, instead of just putting your address there, we will put your actual Google My Business listing there, the map, the embedded map, so it's a little bit more specific. Let's see if we have a question. Where can I add questions? You can add questions right here or in the Q&A section. Let me see if there are any. I see no open questions. Or you can just type in chat. You can ask questions right here in this chat. Will you replay this, please? Of course, we always replay all of our stuff is recorded, and we will send out the replays. So these are the fees. If you're a new client, you have no other services with us. It's a $395 setup. That's one time. And then it's $89 per month to do all the things that we do every single month, including the reporting and all the things. If you're a current client, it's a $295 setup. It's still $89 per month because all the stuff that we're doing right here is not something that we already do for you. It's something new. So you're welcome to participate in that if you'd like to. We encourage you to participate. I'm going to put up, questions and next steps. You can go to this link, which is asnmarketingplan.com. You can get a free PDF checklist. So there's a downloadable checklist. You don't have to enter your name or do anything else. You just go there and you'll see this checklist there. You can click on the link and it will download instantly for you. It's a Google My Business checklist, similar to the things I just showed you. And then also, if you want to talk to us, there is a form on that page. And all you have to do is fill out the form and we will happily set up an appointment to talk to you about whether you need this, whether it's a good idea for you. People have all kinds of different issues with Google My Business. Some of you run your business from your home and you don't want your home address listed. Some of you are using P.O. boxes. No, some of you are using all kinds of different things. So if you want the best results for a senior care business, especially when you're running it from your home and you just want to list your service area, or you don't want your home address listed on Google My Business, let us know and we will happily set that up so that your home address does not show, but you still have a very robust territory. We can put in the zip codes that you service. We can put in the towns that you service. There's so many things that we can do behind the scenes now that we weren't able to do before, but you must own your own Google My Business listing and make us managers in order for us to help you. So please go to asnmarketingplan.com. and /GEM, GEM, asnmarketingplan.com/GEM for the GEM program, Google Enhanced Marketing, GEM. And then you can get your free checklist. You don't have to enter any name or anything to do that. And then you can also fill out our form if you want to talk to us about this. So that is it. What other questions can I answer for you? Anything, anybody have more questions? All right, if there are no more questions, I don't see anything. I'm gonna put this back up here for a second. Ooh, a Q&A question. So will you email this recording to us? Yes, I will. I will email this to everybody. Yeah, if you registered, if you didn't register, we'll probably send the video out. It's going to take, a few hours to get this all rendered and dolled up pretty and posted and all that stuff. And then I'll send out the replay link for everybody. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.